Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. That's if you've been here before, and if you haven't been here before, then welcome. Today, I'm going to be talking about the different kind of online businesses that you can start and which ones are more beginner friendly, which ones kind of require less startup costs, and which ones maybe require a bit more startup capital as well, and just a bit about the ones that I've done and what I found worked and hasn't worked for me personally. So, a bit about myself. My name is Lewis Montgomery Moore, Lewis M. Moore. I've been doing online business for about 8, 9 years now, full time. So while I was at college and the first couple of years of university, I was building a Instagram page called Banter and Talent, which ended up being one of the biggest meme pages in the UK. So it had just under 2 million followers, and then that page got deleted back in 2021, and from there I had to work out what I am good at. And I realized I'm good at marketing, social media, and just getting things to grow and kind of blow up. So I moved on and started my marketing agency. And there was a window between when the Instagram page got deleted and when I actually have found success with my marketing business, where I was trying out different business models. And I know that there's probably a lot of people out there, young people, motivated people, older people, motivated people who, would probably benefit from some of the mistakes that I made, basically. And hopefully I can help someone, at least one person watching this, avoid the mistakes that I made and hopefully see success a lot quicker than I did. So, once the page got deleted, the first business that I dived into was dropshipping. And I actually saw some level of success with dropshipping when I had the Instagram account, because what I would do is I would set up a store, maybe a multi-product store, like a niche store, for example, a pet store, and I would test different styles of pet products on that store. Now, the best thing is I had a bit of an unfair advantage because I had a page that had 2 million followers, so I would promote it on the account. Didn't need to spend any money on ads or anything like that, and I'd be able to find what products work. Then I would create a one product branded store around the winning product from the niche pet store. So, for example, if I found a winning dog toy, which is like I don't know, a ball in a bottle or something, then I would create a brand around that. And what I realized is that I was very dependent on the Instagram account. So, it required me to essentially find winning products, just make content and post it up on the account. And then, free marketing, 2 million followers, I would post it up and basically it would do all the marketing and the work for me. And then I started to realize that I need to not spread myself so thin, not put all my eggs in one basket. And that's when I started to learn advertising. So I actually started to learn Facebook ads, which back then it was a lot easier than it is now, but it's still, you can still be learned and you can still get incredible results with it. As I said, that's what I do full time at the moment. So I run a marketing business helping other businesses make money through ads. But back then it was really easy. You didn't need to be an expert. You could just launch some ads and make some money. And what happened was the page got deleted. So it's 1.9 million followers, just about to hit that. So it's 1,800,990 something, just before 1.9 million. And then it got disabled forever. And the reason was people just report posts. Could have been competitor pages, which I doubt it because we had quite a close network and all of our pages, all the meme page owners in the UK were good friends in theory. But it could have been anyone. So the page went, and by that point, I knew a little bit about advertising. I knew a little bit about drop shipping and selling products through Shopify. And what I decided to do was actually move on to helping other people with their marketing. So I knew how to run ads. I knew how to like make sure a business's website was optimized so that if you get loads of traffic to the website, it actually converts and people get to the checkout and buy. I obviously knew what kind of content worked from growing the Instagram page as well. And I thought there's probably something here that I can help other businesses with. So I had my own stores, but it didn't excite me having my own stores for some reason. Some people want to have their own Shopify stores, some people want to do drop shipping. I preferred delivering a service and actually helping people and seeing other people's businesses thrive and being able to make money through that. So there was a period where I Did drop shipping, made a decent amount of money from it, but the issue is once the page got deleted, I no longer had the free marketing and I had to spend a lot of money on ads testing products. And when certain products fatigued, I would have to try and find other winners and create a whole new store and go through the process again. And I found myself in this cycle of just cycling through products and I didn't really enjoy it. So I thought to myself, what skills do I have? I know how to advertise, I know how to grow things on social media, I know how to make sure a store does get sales, as long as the product is proven and an evergreen product. And it got to a point where instead of me trying to just find a product that I could scale up forever, I thought, let me just offer this service to other people because I found myself going through loads of losing products and spending money on ads and losing money. And that's why dropshipping isn't necessarily the best online business to start if you're a beginner and if you want to make money with low capital. Obviously, all businesses require some level of capital, but dropshipping, you've got advertising costs, you've got the costs of the actual product as well, shipping costs potentially, the cost of continuously spending money on ads before you find a winner. And even then you might make sales, but it might not be a profitable return compared to what you're spending on the ads. And then even when you do make money, the margins aren't necessarily the best. So I'm not saying it doesn't work. There's loads of people out there making money with drop shipping, but it's also, you can, if you've got a few thousand saved up, you could probably fly through that very quickly and then run out of money while you're trying to find a winner. So, my personal opinion is service-based businesses are the best online businesses to start in 2025, and they have been for the last few years. This is where instead of investing loads of money into a business to try and get it to work, you invest your time. So if you have time after work or after school or after college or after your 9 to 5, whatever it is, or at the weekends, and you're willing to put the work in and invest time and learn a skill such as advertising or content creation or social media management, then you can actually offer your services to other businesses who are already established, already making money, and they in return will pay you. So you invest your time and they invest money. If you think about it, service-based businesses have been around for ages. Technically, if you're a 15-year-old who's trying to make some money cutting people's gardens, knocking on people's doors, it's all the same thing. You have an element of outreach and prospecting where you're going around. That's technically the advertising and the marketing. You're marketing yourself, knocking on people's doors, trying to find business. You're selling, you're telling them, I can cut your grass, blah, 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 blah. And then, yeah, like providing value to explaining how you're going to save them time and energy. And, they don't have to go around trying to find a gardener or try and find the time to do it themselves. So you've got sales and then you've got service delivery where you go and cut their garden. So it's the same thing with online business. My business specifically, what we do is we run ads. So we run Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Google ads for businesses. And people and business owners don't necessarily have the time to learn how to run ads. Or if they know how to run ads, they don't have the time to do them properly because it's a full-time thing in itself. So, we actively have over 50 clients at the agency, me and my business partner, Tom. Um, we've got a team of 7, 8 people in terms of like people on the team who actually help us in the ad accounts. And we've also got, website designers and other people on the team too, people who can make content, email marketers too. But we started very simple. So started off delivering the service myself, running ads for businesses. And the way it would work is the business would essentially pay me a percentage of the money I made them. So if I made them $10,000 in a month, which is not too difficult if a business is already making money and they've got a proven winning product and a nice website and good content and everything else. And if I made them 10 grand, I would have a 10% cut and make 1,000 a month. And at the time of starting, we'd also occasionally charge monthly fees like $1,000, £1,000 per month too. So there's two ways that you get paid when you're running a marketing agency. You get the monthly retainers, is what we call them, and then you also get the commissions. So as you scale these clients and these businesses, you grow with them essentially. So you're incentivized. So there's low startup cost. As long as you're willing to invest your time and put your time in, you can help these businesses make money, and it feels really good to help these other businesses grow. You just need to learn about advertising and marketing, and there's two ways to do it. You could either do what I did and try and find out as much as you can when you're getting started through the internet and learn through trial and error. Um, or you can kind of shortcut it and find a mentor or someone who's been there already. I've personally invested a lot into mentors, and there's no shortcuts in life, but it definitely springboards you forward a little bit and saves you some headache for trying to, trial and error everything. So if there's one thing that you could invest money in to grow this business, it'll be a mentor and someone who's already where you want to be. But other than that, you're just investing your time. So it's low startup costs, very high profit margin too, especially if you're delivering the service yourself and you're not paying team members at all to begin with, like I was initially. If I made 5 grand, five clients pay me 1K a month each, or two clients pay me 2.5K a month each, then I would keep all of that 5 grand. Whereas when I found with dropshipping, I might make 10 grand in a month and only keep 1 grand or 2 grand, 10, 20, 30% profit. So service-based businesses, they're low startup cost, so low barrier to entry, very high profit margins too. So they're really good to actually grow your cash and grow your income, and then you can use that to make more money down the line too. And you're building a skill set. You're actually learning a valuable skill that you can sell to as many people as you like. And if you do start delivering the service yourself, you might get to a point like I did personally, where um, I had too many clients and I didn't have enough time to deliver the service for all of them. So what I did is I actually looked to hire a team member who was better than I was at the time at running ads and delivering the service, and I would work with them on the clients we had. So we had technically double the manpower, the lady power, the human power. And what that meant is instead of, 10 clients being the capacity, 20 clients was the capacity. And I also learned a lot from the team member. They learned a lot from me because I've got my experience with social media and marketing as well, and psychology and how buyers think and everything else. And we realized we bounced off each other quite nicely. And then it just kept snowballing. We kept getting referrals and case studies. That's the other thing about a service-based business. If you get one business owner good results, let's say you run the same business that I run, and you run ads for a business and you scale them up from 10 grand a month and you help them make 40 grand a month and 4x their income. Not only are you going to make a lot of money short term, but they're probably going to refer you to their friends who have businesses too, because a lot of business owners are friends with other business owners. You get a nice referral, which means when it comes to trying to sell yourself to future potential clients, you can just use the results you got the other business and say, hey, this is what I can do. So for me personally, service-based businesses are the way to go. They don't require loads of startup capital. It did take me personally about 9 months to get my first client. So I was contacting businesses, contacting them. I didn't know what to say, didn't know how to get any of them on a call with me. Once I finally did get the business owners on the call, I had no idea what to say. I didn't know anything about sales and how to sell myself and show the value that I could provide to the business. But eventually I got my first client, and it was hard work, but boy, it was worth it. Having that first client, that first paycheck from a new business, knowing that it's going to be a monthly fee and I get the commission element too, was the best feeling ever. And that's it, really. Like you can try drop shipping, you can spend a lot of money on it. Amazon FBA, you can try Forex trading. That's another one I did. Ended up burning through 10 grand. I put in £10,000 when I was like 18 or 19, got it to like 20 grand within a week, thought I was going to be a millionaire in a couple of months, and then it crashed and I lost all of it. So Forex trading is one of the big ones that everyone goes on about. You can probably make a decent bit of money here and there from it, but you also have a very high chance of losing money. Drop shipping, you have to spend a lot of money before you make money, and even then the profit margins aren't the biggest. And running a marketing agency or a brand scaling business, there's no risk really. There's no upfront cost, and unless you want to pay someone to make money quicker. But even then, you're only fast tracking your success. Otherwise, you just do it for free and put your time in and learn the skills and put your head down. Profit margins are extremely high. You know, even when you start paying team members, there's still a good amount of profit left over for you. And it's very rewarding. You know, you're actually learning skills, you're learning sales, you're learning discipline, you're learning things about business, your mind, you're developing as an individual. That's one of the things that a lot of people don't really think about when it comes to entrepreneurship and running a business, but you're constantly chasing the urge to become a better version of yourself and become smarter, become more disciplined, um, all of these things, more self-aware. So, that being said, um, if anybody is interested in starting an online business and maybe you've tried some before, maybe you haven't, you know, maybe you've never actually taken the leap and tried to start. Maybe you've been sitting on the sidelines and watching everyone else try. Some people succeed, some people fail. But I would think that if you're still watching this video, you would have some level of interest in online business. And if you do, um, I'm here to help anyone. You know, the idea is this channel, I want to be posting as much value as possible, trying to help as many people as I can. I'm starting to pick up kind of one-to-one mentorship clients too, but at the same time, I'm not taking on everyone. Most people are going to be rejected, and I think you need to kind of educate yourself before you take that leap and look into mentorship anyway. But I'm always a message away. My DMs are open if anyone has any questions, and I just want to encourage people to look into the service-based businesses, the marketing businesses, the agency business model, the brand scaling businesses over the product businesses because you're going to save yourself a lot of money. There's a lot less risk. And ultimately, there's a lot more profit, which means whatever your goal is with online business, whether it's you want to leave your job that you don't like, or maybe you do like your job and you get paid well, but you just want more freedom. You want to be able to travel the world and fly out of the country whenever you want and not have a cap on how much you can make. Whatever the reason is, you know, it's going to help you get to those goals quicker if you do a service-based business. So that is it from me. If you enjoyed this, then make sure to subscribe. Make sure to drop a like down below. And if this gets a good reaction, I'll keep making more. If it doesn't get a good reaction, then I'll still keep making more videos. But I hope this has given you something if you've watched this. And stick around, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.